What is up, friends? My name is Laura. If you've never visited my YouTube channel before, welcome. I am back in Arizona. I have had so many amazing travels. If you've never seen my hiking videos or my travel videos, make sure you check those out. But I also am on a grief journey after my husband passed away a couple years ago. So one of my topics I enjoy talking about and kind of just getting it out there to other people is just my grief journey in general. One of the reasons is so that other people can kind of relate to it. I know it can be a very lonely feeling out there, especially when there's just not a lot of information out there. And so I'm here to just tell you my stuff. And also, just if you are reading this and you're not sure what to say to a widow, someone who has just lost a loved one, anything like that, I'm here to share with you exactly what not to say. So here we go. In no particular order, there are going to be 5 things not to say to a widow. Let me know in the comments if you've ever had any of these ones said to you personally. I know I have been told each and every one of these, so I'm curious if you can relate. But the first one is going to be that everything happens for a reason. And I saw this quote the other day after Kobe Bryant passed away, and it was honestly just a bit of a funny quote in terms of saying, I hope that if anyone said to Vanessa Bryant, if everything happens for a reason, during the memorial service, she punched them in the throat. And that was just kind of some dark humor, honestly. But at the end of the day, that's true. It's so inappropriate and very uncomfortable. And most people, regardless of what you think happens after someone passes away, it's not everything happens for a reason. I'm not sure why that happened. And it's still not a silver lining, because regardless if you move forward and have a wonderful life, you still wish that person was there. So it's not something you want to hear about a loved one. The second thing for me is I obviously became a very young widow. I had not had kids yet. And many people said to me, and a couple after James's, my late husband's memorial service, well, at least you don't have kids. And that sounds crazy. And from there, I have traveled a lot. And I think, honestly, I always say none of these things anyone was saying out of a hurtful place, but you're still saying that to me. And for me, it was just like, yeah, but now I wish I had them, and stuff. So don't ever say that. It doesn't even matter if the person has kids. Just be kind and be caring. Don't bring them into it in terms of like any kind of silver lining when it comes to that. The third one is I like comparing a situation, and especially if it's not like a big situation, whether that is just a breakup or a lot less of something, just comparing a situation in your life that has happened now in the passing of their loved one. It's not appreciated. So just, be kind, but also just be understanding, and maybe time after just even saying, I know this isn't the situation, but I can't imagine this because I've been through that. That might be a different way of wording it, but don't specifically compare them. The fourth one is that he or she is in a better place. Like I said before, it doesn't really matter what you believe in post earth. You still want that person with you. So saying that at least they're in heaven, or at least they're just at peace or anything like that. Most people, and at least I did not like this. Doesn't really matter. I want him back here on earth with myself. So that one I've never appreciated. That one's probably the least of them, just because some people, especially if they were in pain before they passed away, something like that, well, at least they're no longer in pain. So that one kind of depends how the person maybe passed away, but still, regardless, I don't think that anyone really appreciates it, because they would appreciate that loved one there with them. And the fifth one, this is probably my biggest pet peeve, is saying God will send you a new man. And it doesn't matter if if you're gonna date again, you're gonna marry again, that's wonderful. But like, just keep your comments to yourself when they come to my love life kind of thing. So that one's always very frustrating. And again, I think they're just meaning it in a loving way, like you're allowed to move forward, or that will be wonderful. Or, if maybe a lot of people say if they enjoyed marriage with that loved one and they're passed away, they would like to be married again because they really enjoyed marriage. And that's always wonderful things. But don't come about it as in God will send you a new man. like I said, stay out of their love life. So anyways, those are my 5 things not to say to a widow. I know there's a lot more, and I just kind of want to overview some of the 5 that I've gotten. A lot, I would say 4 of those I got after, like within the week after my husband passed away. Actually 2 weeks, I guess, because those would include the funeral service. But besides that, I do get like God will send you a new man on a still a regular basis 3 years later, and just some of those little comments. And I do come about it a lot more now in a people aren't meaning to be rude, they just don't know what to say. So if you are on the receiving end, understand that people just don't know what to actually say to you, and they're not meaning to be rude. It just comes out as a bit rude. So try to take it with a kind, at least the reaching out and saying something to you. So I hope those 5 did help you guys and help you to be able to relate to someone, help you not feel so lonely in this world. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, guys, so that you continue to follow along on my grief journey. Thanks so much, guys. Keep living life.